case on my latest project. I just wrapped up here today. The inspectors are coming down today to give us our final electrical and to close out our building permit. So I figured I'll just bring the camera down and show you my latest creation. It's got some pretty cool features. We went around a lot of obstacles. I'm going to show you how we did that in this video to give you some cool ideas, maybe to help you with your own basement design and plan. So let me get it off the tripod and let's get started. Okay, obstacle number one, the electrical panel box. On this particular job, we put the panel box inside an unfinished closet. You can walk directly inside this closet, and there's enough room in here to move around, open up the panel box door, work on the breakers, take the cover off if you have to, fish new wires into the top of it, whatever. It's all totally exposed in here, and it's unfinished. And from the panel box to the wall, no less than 36 inches. All right, that's obstacle number one. We hid the electrical panel box inside a little unfinished closet area. And this is how it turned out inside. You can see there's the panel box inside, all the wires, and you see the floor joist, the concrete wall, everything as it was at the beginning of the video, and plenty of room to get in here and access this panel box inside this closet. And remember, you need 3 feet from the face of the panel box to the opposing wall if you're going to put it in a closet. All right, so that's how we went around that obstacle, the panel box. Just put it inside an unfinished closet. Okay, now obstacle number two is the water meter. This is a real common one. You probably have this one in your basement. If it's going to be out near a finished area, like I'm standing in the home theater right now, we had to hide this inside the home theater. We're putting it inside a finished 30-inch door. You open up the door, and there you'll find your water meter. You'll be able to come in here, work on this, change any of the valves. Complete exposure here to all the parts, all the moving parts that would need to be serviced. He also has another device in here that has to do with the water. That's in there as well. You shut the door, it just turns into a regular 6-panel door like any other door in this homeowner's home. When you open it up, it's unfinished. You're still going to see exactly what you see here, but you'll be able to access everything, and when it's shut, it looks like the rest of the house. It's a nice, clean, finished look. All right, working our way down with the obstacles here. We had the water meter. You've probably seen this in other videos of mine, but we went ahead and put the water meter and all the valves and everything that need to be serviced inside another finished closet. All right, they have perfect access to all of the things that they need to get to, things that need to be serviced like valves and the meter head itself and some other water purification system all inside that closet. But when you shut it up, it gives us that nice, same clean interior door look that we have in the rest of the home, and makes it look much more like the rest of the house, and putting some access panel there to access all that. Obstacle number three is the main sewage lateral, and we have to have access to this. By code, after the basement's drywalled, you have to have a way to get to this cap. And this is a big 4-inch main sewage line that goes right through that concrete wall, right out to the street, right out to the public sewer. Yours may be going out to your septic field if you have a private septic, but you have to be able to take this cap off, be able to blow out this line if there's ever a clog between the house and the main sewage area. Got to get to this cap. So we're going to drywall this, come back, we're going to cut out a section of the wall, 6x9. We're going to put a plumber's access panel here, and we'll be able to open that up and access that cap at any time after drywall. So that's obstacle number three, the sewage lateral cleanout cap. Now here we do have another access panel that we use. Now this is a plumber access panel. We buy these at Home Depot. They just spring load in. And inside there you'll see there's that 4-inch cleanout that we talked about. If the homeowners ever have to snake out their line between the house and the street because of a sewage backup, the plumber will be able to get in there. And these panels just go back on, push down, and spring right back into place. All right, so there's another example of those plumber access panels. And you can see we painted the panel the same color as the wall. It's about as inconspicuous as you're going to get for an item that has to be serviced. Okay, obstacle number 4 is really 4 and 5. Obstacles 4 and 5. We got a furnace and we got a water heater. Okay, ours are situated where they're right beside one another on the same wall in the basement. We also have a gas manifold right inside here. You can see right there. Each one of these separate gas lines goes to a different gas appliance within the home. We have to have access to all this stuff. So what we did, since they were all located right beside one another, we just created a unfinished closet space. It's going to have two doors. We're going to have a door on this end of that wall to go in and change the hot water heater if we need to and work on the gas. And then the other door we're putting directly in front of the furnace. That's this 36-inch wide door. And we'll be able to go in there, that 36-inch door, and service that furnace, change the air filter on that furnace, and even replace that furnace if need be, with plenty of room to spare by putting a 36 door directly in front of it. Now you can see down here on the floor the distance that we have from the inside of our wall to our furnace. It's only about 10 inches. So we've built about 10 inches away from the furnace. We're putting them all in an unfinished closet with some large doors so that we can get access to all those mechanicals. All right, the next obstacle was a utility obstacle, which included the furnace, which is behind this door, the 36-inch door. You can see we can replace that furnace, service that furnace, change the filter, do whatever we have to do within the confines of that 36-inch door. And then we have the water meter, a sump pump, and the gas manifold behind a door on the other side of that wall. And inside there we just have an unfinished area. There's the gas manifold. All right, the other side of the furnace is right there. And we have our sump pump down there with the battery backed up and a dehumidifier all inside here. So we killed a lot of different obstacles in that one closet with two doors to enter that space. All right, and when those doors are shut up, they look just like the rest of the house. Give it a nice finished look. Obstacle number 6, the crawl space. Now a lot of us have these crawl spaces. They just go right up over top of our basement wall. This is about, I'm going to say, 4.5 feet of concrete from the floor up to the beginning of this crawl space. We have to be able to get in there. We can't just cover these up and forget about them because we've got pipes back there. You can see the pipes run the whole way back there for the sewage lines. There's electric in there, there's wires. Long story short, you have to have access to those. You can't close them off. What we're going to do in this particular case is we framed out around there a 4x4 hole there. You can see where there's no studs there. We're going to put a set of hinge doors on there when we're in the trim process of the basement, and they'll be able to open up those doors and still be able to gain access to that space. So our solution for this job, for this crawl space, is just to build some panel doors, which we'll make decorative, and they'll be able to open those up and gain access to that anytime they want. So that's obstacle number 6, the crawl space. All right, and then we had that other obstacle that was related to the crawl space underneath a different section of the foundation that we needed to get to. We just built some panel doors here with some magnetic catches. You can see in there, the homeowners just have this thing filled up with stuff. But that's one way that you can access a crawl space. We just hinged some nice finished ply birch and built a little frame and 2 hinges on each side, nothing super fancy. But what that does, it gives them wall space beneath those doors that they can still put a couch in this area. You can see to the left here, they got a nice little octagon area over there where they're going to have a TV on the wall, and they wanted that extra wall space underneath that crawl space access door for a couch, so they can still put furniture there, so that worked out nice. Okay, and obstacle number 7 is the ductwork, and there's a bunch of it down here. We've got flex ductwork, which is this soft stuff up here that you can kind of move around. This is flex ductwork that sticks down about 11 inches from the floor joist. We have to hide that. And then we have the traditional ductwork, the silver stuff up here, that we have to hide as well. So we have the flex duct and the regular ductwork. Over here we have more of that regular ductwork. We've got the return air trunk, which is pretty good size. It's about 24 inches wide. And right beside it we have the feed trunk, which is about 24 inches wide as well. Also in this same soffit, which is about 8 feet wide, by the way, we've got the ductwork we just talked about. We also have a 3-inch sewage line and a steel beam. And since everything's so close together, we're just going to put it all inside that one soffit. This soffit comes down from the ceiling about 12 inches, so I think it's like 11 3/4 inches on this particular one, and they range in size, you know, anywhere from 8 inches to 12 inches or more, depending upon the size of the obstacles that you're trying to hide. So we find the lowest point of our obstacles, which in this case is that big ductwork that's up there. That comes down about 10 inches, so we have to get underneath of it with a 2x4. So we just made ours 12 inches down from the ceiling. I think it's 11 3/4, and that hides everything in one lower ceiling. All right, so obstacle number 7 is the ductwork, and we might as well also throw in there the steel beams, the sewage lines, any wires, any gas pipes, anything that's strapped to the bottom of the ceiling that comes down more than 2 inches, we're going to be putting in some type of soffit. All right, so we soffited all that space there to hide all that flex duct and all that regular duct work. It rolls right around the corner here. You can see it turns the corner. It comes down this way. We're still hiding duct work. It turns again and goes back to that wall that borders that unfinished utility area on the other side. All right, so that soffit worked its way down, around, across. It turned and went all the way down here to where you actually enter the basement at the base of the steps, and then it turns back and goes right over to the stairway wall. You see, there's where the steps come down. Obstacle number 7, overhead obstacles that are in your road, 9 times out of 10 are going to be hidden inside these soffits. And then all that other ductwork that we had, and there was a ton of it down here, is up inside this large soffit that you're going to walk underneath here with me, with all the recessed lights in it. It's about 8 feet from one side to the other. All right, and then that soffit came down, crossed, turned on a 90, and that soffit ran the whole way down to the beginning of the stairway. All right, before we opened it back up again. And we gave it clean, straight, crisp lines. We hid all the air conditioning returns and feeds up inside that one soffit. Here we have another obstacle, number 8, the steel beam. You can see the steel up in there. It's just a 4-inch steel beam hidden inside a soffit. We built one of those ladders on both sides so that we can pass right underneath that steel. You can see we got a 2x4 going from this ladder to this one to stiffen it up. Slides right underneath the steel, right up against the steel. All right, and then we'll just drywall the sides and the bottom of that, put the corner bead on it, and that'll just look like a drywall beam coming across there. And that's how we hid obstacle number 8, the steel beam. All right, and overhead here, I don't know if you remember, I showed you a steel beam that was going across there. It was a 4-inch steel beam. We just put that in a soffit and just drywalled around it. You can see it's about 16 inches wide. We made it blend in with that long wall right there. Just blends right in. And that's how we hid the steel beam up in that soffit. All right, so I hope this video helped you. I hope the design ideas that I showed you in this video, the framing ideas, help you down in your own basement, help you get past the obstacles that I know you have down there. You're probably going to have some of the same ones you saw in this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button right here and join my channel. I'm going to try to put out a good video every week or every other week to help you tackle your basement finishing project. Again, I'm Eddie Case. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.